Hey guys, welcome back to Scream Queen Stream. So we're going to be doing a new segment called Hot Tub Horror Movie Review. Yay!
Yay!
And with that, I have, you all know, my favorite ginger, Miss Dani Inks.
Hi,
And
guys.
a new addition, oh that's Solomon. You know Solomon. That's Solomon's butt. Sorry.
Solomon.
It's hard to get help. Come here. Go.
It's hard to find good help these days.
It's hard to find good help. And the very lovely new friend, Keri. So today Today we're going to be discussing a movie that is available currently on Netflix, so we highly encourage you to check it out. It's a horror classic called Silence of the Lambs. You might have heard of it.
Silence of the Lambs.
So if you guys have not heard of this, Jodie Foster stars as Clarice Starling, a top student at FBI Training Academy. Jack Crawford, played by Scott Glenn, wants Clarice to interview Dr. Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins, who's a brilliant psychiatrist who is also a violent psychopath serving life behind bars for the various acts of murder and cannibalism. So that's kind of like the broad stroke concept. They go off to try to catch a killer named Buffalo Bill. So we're gonna just jump into it. So in these segments, we're gonna discuss like what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and also heads up, these are pretty much going to be full spoilers. We're not going to censor it.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We can't get in trouble now. He took one of the rubber duckies. We have rubber duckies in the pool. And
is that okay? Are you upset? Okay.
By the way, this is Keri's hot tub and her rubber duckies. That Solomon is accosting now.
I think they're having sex.
I think he's doing it with the rubber duckies.
Oh my god, he's so excited. It's ridiculous.
He's making so much noise. I love it. He literally is just like, mine. Snatched it out of the pool. He's like, mine.
So
that's hysterical.
I wanted to start the conversation off by what we really loved about this movie. Ladies, feel free to chime in.
Can we say the Buffalo Bill scene where he like tucks his junk under and they're playing the song and he opens his robe? He's like, "I'd fuck me. Would you fuck me?" Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I thought everything about Buffalo Bill worked really well.
I love him. I love that. I love that guy, which is funny because later in life he became the captain of the police department on the show Monk.
I love that you know that.
Because I love Monk. I watch Monk all the time. And I was a big fan of Monk. So, yeah, but he was like the assertive, like, captain. And but he but he was before that. He was Buffalo Bill.
I'm sorry. My dog is attacking all of the ducks. Like, literally all.
All of them.
Equal opportunity.
All of the ducks.
No, and I liked everything about that character, the Buffalo Bill character, to me worked really, really well.
Yeah.
There's the scene where he is getting his victim, the first victim that we see.
Oh, yeah.
Where
when
he, like, needs help.
Yeah.
So I bought all of that. And he played it in such a manner that it was just enough not creepy, where I was like, I would probably help that guy.
That was Ted Bundy's move, though.
Yeah. That's... Well, they took as far as I know, they took the idea from Buffalo Bill from a couple different serial killers, but mostly, what was his name? Ed Gein, who would skin his people and it was Ed Gein. See, she fucking knows. Ed Gein.
Serial killers.
Yeah, she does. Oh, that's why you love us. Yes. No, but yeah, it was, as far as I know, that's that. But yeah, I'm sure they took a lot more that I don't even know about.
Well, Ted Bundy used to pretend that he was handicapped in order to get help. He would put on a fake cast on his arm.
Which is exactly
and get people to help him either put stuff into his van or into his car or hitch a boat to his car was one of them.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
So what we're hearing is don't trust
She
people with
fucking
boats.
Don't trust people who need help. Tell them, no, you're on your own, bitches. Bye.
So something else I made note of is I thought the opening was so intense. And
when
so
she's like running in the woods?
Yeah, like, well, it was just enough like panic because like how it was shot and the music and the coloring was like just enough that I was like in it, but like wondering what they were running into. And I thought that it was really, really, really well done. You know, for me. So
wait, are you talking about when she's running in the woods?
Like the whole, like the first 10 minutes of the film.
I want to know how the other FBI agent just stepped out from behind a tree and knew exactly where she was going to be. That looked like a really long route.
Yeah, that was.
Script supervisor.
Script supervisor. Oh my god. So funny.
I also
No, that's a good. That's a point. Like you're like, where the fuck this guy from?
We're gonna and how this can work is I was thinking we'll talk about what works, what didn't, and then questions, comments, concerns.
Okay.
So I would put like here's the thing. Every movie has like plot stuff where you're just like, huh? If it wasn't in the script, would that really happen? And that's one of the things where it's like, if it wasn't in the script, would it really happen? Probably not. Right?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like that's most of movies, though. That's why we
True.
watch movies, because they are a little bit, even if they're supposed to be realistic and not like fantasy, they're still more interesting than real life. Otherwise, we'd watch reality shows all the time. And even reality shows aren't really real. So, yeah. So, that's why.
I'm a fan of Gore. Are you a fan of Gore?
Not particularly.
Okay, I know you're not.
I am, because that's what my boyfriend does, but I'm not.
I mean, when Jeremy Cruz is not doing it.
It doesn't bother, Gore actually doesn't bother me to an extent.
It's not that it bothers you, it's just not something
But like, yeah, it's not something I love whenever I see certain things. Like if I see the knife actually go in and out, like really close up, like intense gore, the kind of shit my boyfriend does, I'm like, ew, that's gross. Or like throat slit, like, you know, hashtag red wedding, spoiler alert. But like you see it and you're like, "Ugh," and I'm like, ah, like, but needles going in, I freak out. Like I clench. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, I don't like gore.
Well, what I was going to say that I really liked that I thought worked really well with the movie is the very first kill that's referenced is the nurse that's referenced in detail by the warden to Clarice Starling in the walk to see Hannibal Lecter. And they actually don't show anything.
No.
But you just hear him describe it and you see her facial reactions
When
and
she
it's
sees
all
the
in like
photos.
close-ups.
Yeah. Because he
It's all
shows her
close-ups
an after
with like
photo.
and with colored lighting and it's so well done. Even I, like a Gore fan, it made the gory scenes that appear later on, because there's a fair amount of gore in this for a mainstream movie, in my opinion, later on, that it really impacted, don't mind the dog, it really impacted the power of those moments, because we don't see it early on.
Yeah.
So for me, even as a Gore fan, I love that scene between her and the warder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how he just used like the most intelligent verbiage to describe what was in the photo that we weren't seeing. I have to wonder, I tried to find, I couldn't find anything either way. I was looking to see if they had shot showing what the photo was or not, and I couldn't find anything to show if they had.
They probably didn't. They probably used it as a cheat,
didn't.
so they didn't have to like pay for
Like,
it
do
to
that
do
effect.
that gore. Because that's extra. Honestly, that's extra time and money to show anything. So like a lot of times whenever something doesn't show the gore, they either don't have the means or the money or the time to do it, because it's, you know, it's a really good cheat. And when I say cheat, it doesn't always necessarily mean cheat, but like cheat, you know, because you don't have to show it, but you get the impact of it.
Everyone has a budget.
Everyone has a budget.
Well, that's the thing. I'm sure people are going to be like, but they had millions of dollars. It's like, yeah, but let's be honest.
But
Anthony Hopkins.
I was going to say
isn't
Anthony
cheap, like-
Hopkins
Jodie Foster.
was in Jodie Foster.
Was she expensive then, though?
Yes, yeah, that was
Okay.
yeah.
That was like in her prime.
Yeah. Well, not. Yeah, it was like the beginning of. I'm getting my drink. Sorry.
It's okay. We're used to that over here on this channel. So something else I also think
Was I not supposed to be drinking?
No, you should absolutely be drinking. Please drink away.
I love that you made notes.
I totally
she
made
made notes on her phone.
I
I'm just
did.
gonna talk. I don't. I don't know. So that's what you loved about it.
Well, there's other things that I also
Okay.
loved. I thought a lot of the reveals were really, really well done. Like consistently, this film does its reveals amazingly. Like all of the reveals, I think too. The Hannibal Lecter like reveal in the ambulance, it was so effective. It's like all
Yeah,
these like
'cause you don't
interesting
expect
cuts.
it.
No, you don't see it. You don't.
Yeah, I
expect
expected it, but I watched the movie already years before, so it's a thing.
So no, I love that, and then I still think like the chase through the house might be one of the most intense scenes on cinema ever. Like the chase
through
for
the house?
her chasing Buffalo Bill through the house.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but it was really intense.
So intense.
I wouldn't
Sure.
say one of the most ever, but
The night vision goggles thing kind of killed me because he was right there. He could have killed her and he didn't.
I know, but like,
But he was
I
playing
thought-
with her.
I thought he was fucking. It was like
He was
I
fucking
think
with
that's
her.
like what he gets off on.
yeah, that's
Like,
why he keeps his victims for days.
Yeah.
Well, that and also so they shrink down just a little bit so he can skin them more easily. But he also, I think, likes to fuck with them too.
I think he. That's what I thought. That he just
Yeah.
loved, and I think again, like he was thinking he had the power in that moment, so he was just relishing in the
Yeah.
power.
Well,
you know?
because he was
And like
he was
seeing her
crazy.
panic because she's panicked. She's fucking scared.
Well, because
Obviously,
she wasn't
rightfully
like
so.
a real agent at that point. She was a trainee.
Even if you were a real agent, though, I still think
And
you'd
no
be
one
scared
knew
if
where
you're
she
like,
was.
no, if you were like, you're an
Yeah.
FBI agent, but in a house that's got no lighting, that has no windows letting in natural light.
Oh yeah, that's
And you're trapped with a serial killer. And by the way, there's at least one giant hole in the ground. That's the other thing. Like throwing.
Oh my god, I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah,
Right?
kind of.
Like, so not only do you have to worry about walking into shit or like something coming at you, now you have to fucking worry about holes in the fucking ground.
No, true
and
that.
it's dark.
It's true.
Are wells common in basements?
I think that
No,
was man-made.
I think he made it specifically to
But, like,
keep the girls.
I
It
know
was
that-
a pretty impressive well.
Right? Well, I mean,
was a
he's
good well.
a pretty impressive serial killer.
Well, yeah, you think about it. I mean, he makes his own clothes out of people's skin. That's the thing.
He's
That's
a dancer?
talent.
Very difficult
He's a
material to work with.
dancer.
He's an artist.
He can tuck his pee-pee way up there. Not all guys can do that. That is a skill in itself. It's true. It's a skill.
Well, and even like his makeup was on point. Good job.
Well, okay, we differ on that.
him.
But for
For
serial killer
best
guy.
straight serial killer makeup I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen better serial killers. I know a couple personally who
Oh,
are really good at
Well, hey
it.
now.
this is the point of the
I'm not
the show
talking
that
about
we
Jessica
question our social lives.
Cameron.
And it's not me. My
Not
makeup
Jo-
skills are
I
terrible.
called you Jessica Camera just now. Jessica Camera. We should be Jessica Camera. That would be her porn name if she ever did porn.
Oh, I'd come up with a much better porn name.
I love
Side note, it wouldn't be my same initials because that would be no fun.
Yeah, no.
So, is there anything about the movie that didn't work for either of you?
The scary parts.
Well, that worked. It was effective. You just didn't like it.
Scary.
Also, side note, I specifically like her on these horror movie reviews because she's not a horror movie fan.
I don't
So
watch
think it's
horror
interesting
movies
to hear her
unless
talk.
Jessica Cameron makes me.
No, but that just
or
makes
Jessica Cameron's in it.
fun.
Or my boyfriend did the effects for it. That's the only reason I ever do watch. I won't even watch a horror
Or
film
if
when
you're in.
I've been in.
Oh, no? Okay.
No. Well, okay, so I will watch bits and pieces, but then I close my eyes or walk out of the theater or get drunk or something. Yeah. That's because I don't like watching myself. I hate myself.
It's weird.
It's super weird and I hate it. I make myself because, it's a thing, but no, I don't like it. Johnny Depp doesn't watch himself either. I'm just saying.
What? I mean, he's got enough problems.
He's got enough problems to think about things. Anyway, yeah. So as far as I can think of, other than the scariness, I mean, it's a classic. So I mean, I feel bad. I don't think there's anything I would dislike it. I disliked about it other than the scary, which is that was the point.
True. How about you, Keri?
I liked it.
But you mentioned again, there definitely are a couple of things that are like movie luxuries,
Yes.
right? Like we're gonna go with it because it's a movie. But like would that happen in life? Like you mentioned, the FBI agent, like knowing where she was on this very long workout run through the woods.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty unmarked.
Well, I mean, but honestly, they wouldn't have let a trainee go in and interview a Hannibal Lecter. They wouldn't have done a lot of things with her because she's a trainee. They would have.
Would they though? I don't know. Here's the thing. Like I
they
feel like they kind of discussed that a little bit. They're like, oh, you're attractive and young, and you're atypical to what we have here.
But I'm sure they could have had agents who were actual agents who were just new agents who looked that young. I mean, Miss Congeniality, hello, there's always a hot girl you can put in a goddamn pageant. I'm just saying.
I don't feel
so
like that's accurate.
That is super accurate. I'm just saying they wouldn't in real life. I mean, I might be wrong. I've never been in the
If
FBI.
you're an attractive female young FBI agent, comment down below.
Yeah.
Actually, don't.
Or
Or
if
we
you
don't
know
want you to
any-
get killed.
Yeah. Or if you know anything about the FBI and like laws and things like that and rules. So, I don't think that would have been a thing in general. But
See, I was willing to go with that because I was like, I buy that.
I think she had too much authority and there was too much depending on her for a trainee in real life. In real life, IRL, no. Like I don't believe that. But
I kind of thought that's why
maybe.
they kind of like left her aside when they thought they like had closed the case and they left her alone and then she ended up cracking the case. Like I don't think they ever would have intentionally let her go to the house that he was at if they had known.
No. She did that on her own.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, in the 80s, they would have done that to a woman FBI agent who wasn't a real agent. So
I think the way they dealt with women in positions of power was interesting because, especially where the men, when they went to the other police department, they kept her outside with all of the lower male cops, and they all just kind of side-eyed her while, the men had the conversation about what was going on.
yeah, that was during the autopsy, right? Of one of the girls.
Before that.
Oh, right.
Just before
okay.
that. And she called him out on it after.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, don't do that because these guys are watching and they're going to follow what you're doing. And it was kind of a big moment.
It was really like,
I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah.
And like really uncommon when the film came out. Because like the film came out.
89, right?
Let's
88, 89.
Let's just double check this film.
You were the coordinator of this.
I know, right? I should fucking know.
She doesn't know. But yeah, it was it was a time where women
91.
91! Oh, I was close.
You were very close.
2 years. Damn it. What's wrong?
The 90s. Early 90s.
Early 90s. I was late 80s, whatever.
But I also think it's so
the
great because it's so atypical to see a female lead a mainstream horror film, even today. But certainly, like in '91,
but was it really considered a horror film back then? Was it? I thought it was more of a thriller than a horror film. Yeah. It was considered a thriller, which is why it wasn't a horror film.
It's classified as a psychological horror thriller film. So yes, but still, even like a female-led theatrically released film is hard.
Okay, can we all just talk about how Jodie Foster's voice does not match her face?
I didn't notice. Did you?
Really? I don't know. That's something that it doesn't bother me, but it always because she's so pretty,
kind of masculine.
And it's not masculine, but it's deeper, and she has that southern drawl. And
is that her real accent?
I
believe so.
I don't know if that's her real accent.
She has it in multiple films, so I would think so.
Okay, well, she has a southern accent. I don't know if she personally is from West Virginia. That was a West Virginia accent, or at least it was meant to be. I'm from very close to West Virginia, which is Pennsylvania, so I'm kind of versed in that a little bit. I thought it was good for a West Virginia accent. Yeah.
Where are you from?
Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh-ish. Go Pittsburgh-ish. Just south of Pittsburgh, so I'm really close to West Virginia.
So Jodie was born in Los Angeles, California, so she should not have an accent. So you were right. Yeah. That was added. Although I could have sworn I've heard her have a similar accent in other films.
She might. They might have seen her in this and been like, let's give her a southern in this one. Or she's just really good at it. So that's what look at Johnny Depp. He doesn't have an English accent. He has an English accent in almost everything he does with Tim Burton.
I feel like we shouldn't compare her to a crazy person.
Well, I'm just saying actor-wise.
I kind of feel like all very famous actors are a little bit crazy, though.
Yeah.
Fair. Valid point.
I know a lot of non-famous actors,
Keri
and they're
dropping
fucking
the mic
crazy
with like
shit.
her hard truth about filming. Mic drop.
Yeah, no, actors in general are nuts, whether they're famous or not. The non-famous ones just aren't noticed as much.
This is very true.
Was there anything that didn't work for you, Keri?
Not really. I mean, I was able to suspend belief more than I normally am in movies. So even the little things that, irritated me, I was still totally letting go.
Yeah.
Well, and so the other thing, I want to mention as we do these horror movie reviews, because I think it's really important, is body count and effects. So the body count, I didn't actually count it. It's not very high as far as what we see or what's referenced.
What we see, yeah.
But the effects are really strong, and they pinpoint the times to focus on the effects, like we talked about earlier, with regards to utilizing the verbiage and the reaction shots to the image that was being seen, as opposed to showing it. But then when they show some of the gore, it's really intense.
Well, whenever he breaks out of the prison that he's in, and what he does to those other two. I mean, he cuts the dude's fucking face off and puts it on his own so they can put him in the ambulance, and then he strings up the other one looking like Jesus and some shit. That's messed up.
Looking like a butterfly.
Where did they get all that bunting?
I know, but what?
Why did they have all that bunting in there?
Oh, that was his sheets, his bed sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was it, because
they were trying to make him comfortable. They made
this was a deal because he was helping catch Buffalo Bill. They moved him to this better facility because it was his deal, because the girl who was kidnapped was she was
senator's daughter.
Senator. She was a senator's daughter. So of course they're going to go out of their way. If it was some, random hooker or just random like Porter, random hooker right here, hashtag random hooker. We're getting all kinds of fun hashtags with this one. Hashtag random hooker. If she were just some random girl, no, but they wouldn't have made him that deal. They wouldn't have. They would have let him keep killing until
and they talked about that, which I liked.
Yeah.
They referenced like why they were caring so much.
Yeah, because it was a senator's daughter. Otherwise he wouldn't have cared. And I'm sorry, can we backtrack a little bit to like towards the beginning of the movie?
We can do whatever we want.
Towards the beginning of the movie, whenever she first comes to see Hannibal Lecter, and like I don't know why I thought this was such a nice gesture, but as she was walking away, he said, "Run along, little starling," and she went and walked down the thing, and the one other prison guy, he was like jerking it and then flung it at her face. Okay, number one, that's gross. But number two, shortly after that, he killed that guy. That's kind of a nice gesture.
She referred to it throughout the movie where he would think something was rude. And he didn't like people being rude.
He said it was severely rude.
A serial killer with a conscience.
He was a gentleman. And at the end, whenever he called her from on the road, he was about to kill that, horrible, what was
prison ward?
He was like the prison warden, but he was also he was a psychiatric guy. He was about to kill him. He told her, he's like, "You're safe. Like, why? The world is a better place with you in it. Why would I take you out of it?" Kind of a thing.
I love that.
He's a gentleman, and I think that's why he's one of my favorites.
In those eyes,
I love him. Well, that's Anthony Hopkins. I love Anthony Hopkins.
I was like, "I'll let you saw my face
him.
off. Just look at me. Just look
saw
at me
my
first.
face off, but look at me first, and maybe like stroke my face and do something nice. Give me a nice gesture. Kill a guy who tries to jizz in my face, and then you can kill me. It's fine."
I also thought she handled that like a pro.
She was like,
because I don't feel like she's trained.
She waited until she went out to her car to cry.
Yeah,
no, that's not a pro.
Really?
Yeah.
What would a pro do? I
They
consider
would
that
have just
pro move.
wiped it off and moved
not
on.
cried.
Oh, I like your hard ass.
Because Keri's okay with jizz in her face, even if it's a serial killer, she doesn't care.
I mean, sometimes you miss.
Oh my god.
So guys, this is where I remind you that we have a Patreon because this is why we get demonetized.
Yeah,
we're not monetized.
Exactly why.
YouTube will never allow this to be monetized.
Accidents happen.
I feel like if this were monetized, I would never be asked ever to be a guest on the show.
We can't make out on camera. It's inappropriate.
Yeah. Once again, Patreon, bestiality. There you go.
That's where we draw the line.
We draw the line at bestiality.
We're like,
bukkake fine.
Apparently. Bukkake is fine,
so
as long as it's human bukkake.
Welcome to my world.
Any kind of animal bukkake doesn't work out. No.
The other thing that really stood out, so I gave these lovely ladies a list of films to watch.
He took another one.
Right, and maybe it was just because of the film that we're watching, but I was shocked at how this film just like kept my attention and kept going, and then it was over. And I was like, I don't remember it being so fast. Like, it was so effective.
Yeah.
It's so nice that it wasn't a million years long like movies now.
Yeah, movies now are 2.5 hours. Like,
I'm going to check the actual running time.
I think that's why you probably thought. I think it's a 2-hour running time.
118 minutes. So that's long for a movie.
Yeah, that's almost 2 hours.
The longest of the movies that we had to watch. And to me, it went by like that. I didn't feel the need to like check anything. Like, I checked Twitter, checked social media. Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Bird Box
is over 2 hours. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
It was a couple minutes. Yeah, it was like 2 hours and 4 minutes or something.
Stay tuned for that review. That being said, this one I felt kept the pace so fast, so quick that I was constantly engaged, really involved with the characters, and really excited to see what happened next.
Well, that's why it's a classic. It's really just a classic, and everybody knows Silence of the Lambs. Everybody knows, even if you haven't watched Silence of the Lambs, you get the references because it's a classic. Where's my foot? Hi.
So, would you recommend this to others? And if so, why?
Well, I think everybody I know has already ever seen this movie because it's 150 years old. But
then you won, but I think it's got merit to rewatch today.
It's older than me. This movie's older than me.
It totally is.
I want to kill myself now, for the record.
It's really not older than me. I'm just like, no. It's a good joke. It's a hashtag older than me.
That being said, I was really glad that I revisited it because there's so much more to it than I remember watching as a child because I saw it when I was a kid.
Well, is that the last time you've seen it? I actually wasn't allowed
I
to
probably
watch
saw
it
it
as a
like in
child.
95 or 96.
Okay. When I was a little kid, I remember my dad loved that movie. He liked that shit. And he would watch it like on like cable, like, you know, TBS or TNT or whatever the hell it was, and USA, but it was always edited out. But even so, even with it being edited, my mom would like my mom loved to do this. The bad stuff would come up, or a sex scene, or really gory scenes. She'd be like, Danielle, will you go get us a sandwich in the kitchen? Go get us a sandwich. Or I want a cup of coffee. Go get me coffee.
Did you have a Jersey accent?
Well, no, but that's just, you know. She'd be like, go get me coffee. Go get me coffee. Go get we need a sandwich. Oh, there's something. I left something in the room. Will you get that for me? Thank you.
Only for the sex, not the gore scenes?
Yeah, well, both. But mostly just the sex stuff. But the gore stuff, too. But if he watched it on USA, the gore was never really that bad. Usually when he'd watch it on TV, on cable.
Sure.
Yeah, it was never really that bad. But any kind of sex stuff, she would, like, send me, or upstairs, like, oh, Danielle, I forgot my hairbrush upstairs. Go get that for me. And I'm like, okay.
I never understood that. Like, why are parents so afraid for their children to see,
My mom
like,
was
a breast?
religious.
But for some reason, like, if you cut that breast off and you leave that person as a naked murder victim, it's totally okay.
Oh no, my mom was against both, but yeah, like some parents are like, gore's fine.
Gore's fine.
Just
Violence,
don't.
great.
Just
My
don't have
parents were
sex.
fine with all of it.
Yeah.
They didn't care. But it was also like, it was so awkward as like a 13-year-old watching Very Bad Things with your parents. Like the sex scene where like the hooker gets her head smashed in. Oh my God, spoiler alert. We should review that movie because that's a fun fucking film. That being said, not the kind of film that you watch with your parents.
I'd watch that one and not have any
preteen.
Yeah. I literally, every movie that she's told me to watch for this, I've protested every single one.
Not really.
Except for Silence of the Lambs, I've already seen it, but then I was like, I gotta watch it again because it's good. I know. But
Would you recommend it, Keri?
The Silence of the Lambs, or okay,
Silence of the Lambs. We get
I think we all
I was like, we were talking about another movie a minute ago.
We would all recommend it because it's a great fucking
We
film.
can
And
all
also,
recommend
I do want to mention real quickly.
It's a
something I
fucking
meant to bring up.
classic.
It's a classic. Everybody should see this. Go
Duh.
watch it after you're done with this video. And don't forget to like button down below and also subscribe, all that good stuff. That being said, the other thing that I thought was really interesting, which I think deserves note, is the actress whose name I'm going to forget, but the one who's like in the well.
In the pit? Yeah.
I loved her character turn. It's so uncommon. Like she went from being like
Shrieking
innocent, to like fucking bitch. When Jodie Foster's like, oh, helicopter, hold on, pause. But I love that character turn when she went from being like the innocent victim to be like, fuck you, get me
She's
out of
like,
this
don't let me
hell.
a fucking bitch or something, whatever
Yeah,
she
She
said. It
stepped
was
up her
great.
game as soon as she decided to get the dog.
Yeah, as soon as she got
She was
that
just
dog,
like,
she was like,
Oh,
I'll fucking
that
kill
was
this
something where I
dog.
was like, questions, comments, concerns. That would not happen in real life. You can't fucking get a dog in a
And
basket.
he wouldn't have left the bucket up in there with her.
No, he
I
wouldn't.
agree. And there was, but it was
Well, it
clever.
didn't make sense
the
because-
dog one was clever. That she tied it to the string. Had the bucket actually been left, but again, I still don't think it's physically possible for her to get the dog in the bucket and down there without killing it.
Well,
Yeah,
he
well,
did have
I
a
mean, but
broken
that's
leg.
a movie
He
thing.
did, but I still don't feel. I still feel that's taking
Well,
a lot of liberties.
Yeah. Well, she might have caught it didn't show the dog falling, so she might have caught it and caught it funny. Because I don't know, even if I was about to die, I don't know if I could threaten a dog.
I'm pretty sure I could have climbed that wall. And I'm by no means a small lady.
I love you so much.
How tall are you? You're tall.
With hair, heels, and attitude, or without?
Always with hair, heels, and attitude.
I'm about 6 feet tall.
And those are not big heels either.
I mean, really, I'm through the goddamn roof.
I was like, with big heels?
But no, I thought
Oh.
that. I thought that whole little bit was a little bit of a stretch. Like
We're
her
recording
getting-
again?
We are recording again. It was a little bit of a stretch, like her getting the dog down there. But again, not enough to take me out of the movie because I felt the pacing was spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
well,
how ruthless
you know.
she was once she had the dog.
I know.
She was
right?
like, "Oh, kill this dog," and I'm
I
like,
loved
"No,
it.
don't kill the dog."
I loved it. I believed her. I was like, that dog's gonna fucking die if you don't let her get the fuck out of there. And even, like I said, I liked the turn because she tried to get out being a nice person. And when Jodie Foster was like, I'll come back for you, she was like, fuck no, I'm gonna turn up
She's
the
like,
switch.
"Don't leave me, you bitch."
But also, like, Jodie Foster, you couldn't throw down a ladder or some shit. Like, come on now.
Well, there's nothing.
There had to be something. She got down there somehow. It's not like he tossed her down there.
There was also the rope from the bucket.
Yeah.
I know, but that was like a string. I feel like rope is a lot of there.
Oh yeah. Well,
And she's not a small girl.
Well, because they made it a point to let you know that they were bigger girls, so he could like had more.
More stretch. Side note, did anyone recognize her from...
fat person.
she's got a little bit of curve. But I loved her because I saw her on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh yeah, she's
Really?
still acting.
She's on Grey's Anatomy.
She's
Yeah.
still acting. She's
with
great.
like less curly hair, but I really like now.
Her
I just
perm was on point.
her part like right for
well,
91.
it was 91. I feel like I had a perm in 91.
I had curl envy.
Well, you have great curls now, though.
She said,
I'm pretty sure they
They are
would look
good.
better if I were in a well.
Well,
Well,
stay
don't
tuned to the
everybody's
next
curls look better
episode
in a
when we
well.
put that to a test.
The humidity in
Oh,
there.
jeez.
Fantastic.
I feel like everybody's curls are better in a well.
And skin. Put the lotion in the basket.
Oh,
Keep me out of
With
the
the
sun.
lotion.
Give me some lotion. I'm great.
oh my God.
That's Keri living her best life.
Best life. That's the best Halloween costume, by the way, I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I'll have to add a photo. Buzz Wallach, who
Buzz Wallach,
helped on Truth or Dare
a friend of
and worked
ours.
on it, dressed up as Buffalo Bill.
as Buffalo
Did
Bill,
and like
he had
was in character.
He had a nude suit with then one patch of hair, strategically, and then he had the robe, and then he had a little like recorder that played it might have just been his phone that played the song, and every so often he played the song, and he'd like, I'd fuck me, would you? And he did that whole thing, and it was great. So Buzz is always really on point. And then the next year, I think he was, or 2 years later, he was Pennywise from It, and there was a professional photographer there. And every photo,
Because it's Hollywood.
yeah, of course, and every photo, including
everyone
mine and
professional
Jeremy Cruz's, yeah, but including mine and Jeremy Cruz's professional photo, we were JFK and Marilyn Monroe, but we were zombies, and then in the background, no, that was a different year because like he was the same year as him as Pennywise, because he was like creeping in everybody's photo, like way up in the corner, like literally, like it's all dark and it's us and we're all being all cute, and he's like, beep, I'm Pennywise, yeah, just like Keri is right now, like being super creepy. Super creepy. And he did it to so many. I've seen so many of the photos and it's all Buzz, like hanging out right there. I'm like, how did you do that? That's like your job. Like he did it as it was his job. Kudos, Buzz. We love your face.
We'll insert photos.
Great job.
That being said, I think it's universal. We would all recommend Silence of the Lambs to every single person, and also rewatching it in 2019.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone's seen it, but like, have you seen it lately?
It still holds up. I feel like it holds up.
And it's on Netflix. Go fucking
fashion,
watch it.
not so much.
No, but it's on point for 90s style.
Yeah.
And also just
on point.
Jodie Foster in general. I feel like her fashion never got out in the 90s.
But she's like just brilliant. She's a brilliant enough actress. Like we're not looking at her hair or clothes. It's fine.
Awesome. Side note, if you like this video, if you like us, don't forget to like button down below and also subscribe. I produce new videos for this channel every single effing week. And 10 billion bonus points if you join the Patreon. The Patreon. You can get like cool signed swag, early access, and other stuff. So check it out.
Booby jiggles. Yeah, you get those too
No,
sometimes.
you don't actually get those. No. Okay.
No,
Bye, guys.
really, you don't? I thought you did.
We're supposed to all say bye, guys.
Oh, bye, guys. I really thought you got booby jiggles with the Patreon.
No.